Good morning and welcome to Stoney Creek, where we are going to be showcasing a full kitchen rehab. And for the purposes of this experiment, Ken from Deck Goose has offered up his kitchen. You did the rehab, you're ready.
Well, Emily, if you're going to spend the money, I might as well make my wife happy with it.
I guess, right? If you're going to do it, you might as well do it for her. What's with a kitchen rehab? What is a kitchen rehab?
Okay, so a kitchen rehab is when you're in a situation where you want to update your kitchen. You want a new look to it, but you don't want to go through either the hassle of a full-blown renovation, you don't have the money for a full-blown renovation, or you don't have the ability to put up with the inconvenience of it.
Okay.
When you go to a full-blown kitchen renovation where you rip out the cabinetry, rip out the flooring, you're talking 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And knowing people in the kitchen industry, you're starting at $80,000 to $100,000, and then all the inconvenience of not having things like a sink. Meantime, with the kitchen rehab, what we're able to do is we're able to put in new flooring for you, new countertops, new backsplash, paint your kitchen cabinetries, update the hardware. We can put in new lighting for you, new trim pieces. So what we're doing is giving you basically a new kitchen without all of the inconvenience and at a fraction of the price.
Okay, but what about results? Would you say that the results are identical to that of a full kitchen remodel?
Well, in certain instances, it's actually superior to your full kitchen remodel. If you're a customer that has solid maple wooden cabinets, you can't afford to get those at any fraction of a price tag. The pricing is ridiculous. So why are you throwing the baby out with the bathwater? You're getting rid of a superior cabinet because you need new particle board.
Yeah.
New isn't always better. And if you're in a situation where it's solid wood, for us, we had solid oak doors.
Yeah.
You know, that is expensive to be able to replace.
Of course. All right, well, coming up, we'll take a deeper dive into the cabinets because this is really kind of intriguing to me. And of course, we're going to talk about the flooring and the countertops, so make sure you stay with us. There's lots more coming up from this beautiful kitchen in Stoney Creek on Morning Live. Ken and I are chatting about the beautiful kitchen rehab that he has done on his own home here in Stoney Creek. And Ken, how does it even start? Like, you look at your kitchen cabinets and they look like these were installed just the way they are, but that's not the case. What color were they before?
Originally, they were a very aged golden oak.
Okay.
It was a really popular builder's color. The home was built in '91, and that was all the rage.
Right.
Unfortunately, golden oak is extremely dated, and a lot of people want to get rid of that look. Now, again, if you have solid wood to begin with, why would we remove that to start with MDF or particle board?
Yeah. It's not as nice, it's not as sustainable.
And again, why are we throwing out thousands of dollars worth of cabinets for no reason?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not Scrooge McDuck. I can't jump into my pool of money and put new maple cabinets in whenever I feel like
You're not?
No,
What?
I am not, unfortunately. So what we do with the process is we'll come into your home and we'll take all the doors off. First things first, we're going to degrease all the cabinets. I use a cleaning vinegar for it. Try to be environmentally friendly with it.
Okay.
Thoroughly clean everything, and then we're going to apply a primer to it. In most instances, we like to use a latex primer if possible. In some instances, we have to use an oil-based primer, but we will insist on something that's low or no odor.
Right.
So it's a mild, no inconvenience to the client.
Yeah.
Then we're going to caulk all your seams, and then it's time to paint the boxes. And we'll put two to three coats of paint on it. The doors will come to my shop. Same process, we'll degrease them. We'll prime them, caulking and filling, and paint them. And if you decide you want to go with new hardware to update your look, we can install new hardware for you.
Yeah, because I feel like that's kind of one of the most simple things that you can do to update your cabinets, right? Is just to change the hardware.
So often people get caught up in the idea that, you know, well, it's just the hardware, it's not a big deal. But you can do so many different things with it. If you want to go with a little bit of bling to it, gold's coming back into popularity with it.
Yeah, totally is. I love that.
You know, and it's one of those ones, like if you can have a little bit of sophistication at a low price, why not add it to your kitchen?
Totally.
It's your home. You know what? It's your castle. Make it feel like your castle.
Yeah.
You know, I joke with it. I'm like, you know what? When you walk into your home, you should feel like a Kardashian. Everything should be the way you want it and blinged up.
That is hilarious and very true. You do have a good point there. And it's more cost effective.
Exactly.
That's the big thing, right?
Exactly. And that's where people have to come into it. Like, what can you do to change your home on a budget?
Yeah.
Simple things like these poles and being able to paint your kitchen cabinets. You know, this kitchen alone would have been $35,000 to $40,000 just in new cabinets.
Wow.
And that's the thing. Like, this whole project was significantly less than that.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, well, Thank you for giving us the good examples of what you actually do, because some people really want to know the nitty gritty of what goes into all the work. Coming up, we're going to talk about the brand new vinyl floor. Lots of choices, lots of options that are way more cost effective. Lots more coming up on Morning Live. But for now, back to the studio. Well, we're back with Ken from Deck Goose, and now we're focusing on the flooring aspect of his kitchen rehab. Now, Ken, this vinyl floor, you didn't have to tear up the tile for your old floor. You just put it right on top.
Absolutely. You can put it right over top. Recently, we were working on a project where we had to take the ceramic tile out of a kitchen. And I will tell you, I'm still wearing the scars on my hand from where a random tile cut me open. It's dirty work. It's hard work. So in an instance like this, what's fantastic with the luxury vinyl nowadays, the planks go right over top existing flooring. If you have deep grooves into it, we'll have to put a leveler into it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't have deep grout lines. We were able to go right over top of it,
Yeah, that's
but we were
awesome.
able to install over 200 square feet of flooring in less than 4 hours.
Wow.
Yes.
You wouldn't get that with tile or hardwood.
No, absolutely not. I can tell you that at the job we're doing, the hardwood, we're nowhere near that pace. On top of it too, vinyl, we have to get out of the idea. We remember 40 years ago, Grandma's Place, the rolls of the vinyl that went down, or the 3 for $1, 4 for $1 peel and stick tiles. That's not vinyl anymore.
No.
Like everything else has gotten upgraded to it. Almost all vinyls that you see in the planks are water repellent. Your higher end ones are fully waterproof. You can submerge these wood tone ones in a bucket of water for an hour and there'll be no damage to them.
That's so cool. Like, it really does look like wood.
And again, this is the great thing with it. You know, you're in a situation that if you want to go with a wood look throughout your home, you can carry it through. You're no longer in a situation, I have to make my kitchen look like a tile. Especially when you have these open concepts. You don't want to have to do reducers. You can run one flooring right through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's a nice wood look to it.
Yeah.
Something like this here, it has a hand scrape feel to it.
Yeah, it really
You get all
does.
the texture and the glories of what you get in expensive hardwood.
You just can't tell the difference.
But it's water repellent, so when it's in your kitchen, you don't have to worry if you have a leak that you're going to have not only the damage to the cabinetry, the damage to the faucet that's got to be repaired, but damage to the flooring.
I have hardwood in my kitchen, and I have a huge area rug in my kitchen for that very reason.
Yes, and that's what happens with it.
Yeah.
And you still have the options, though, if you want to go something that looks like a tile.
Yeah, that totally looks
And
like stone, or like it looks stone-like.
Yeah, and for us, we went with something that looks like a gray granite. Because we found it tied in really nicely with the countertop, the backsplash. Allowed us to use splashes of black and white throughout.
Totally.
And we weren't changing the appliances, which were black and stainless steel. So it all tied together really nicely for us.
Yeah, you can make, you have so many options these days.
It is, and that's the great thing. You know, as things improve, you take advantage of it, and you can say, I'm going to go with vinyl. And it's no longer the, vinyl.
Oh, vinyl. Like, it's almost like the cooler trend to go vinyl.
It almost is, yeah. That's what I heard all the cool kids are doing.
Yeah. Well, Ken, you know what's up, that's for sure. Okay, coming up, we are going to be discussing this beautiful countertop and how easy it is for these guys to install them for you in your home. Lots more coming up on Morning Live. All right, it is time to talk countertops. What can we get in the kitchen rehab? Take us through your process. What was your before? What was your after? What other options can people have?
Okay, as you can see, we started with a white melamine builder's countertop. Now, for us in this situation, we went with quartz. Sometimes people hear quartz and they immediately think, oh my gosh, I can't afford that. There are different levels of quartz. You can find viable options. For us, what we like to do, though, is work within your budget. I'm not opposed to butcher block. Butcher block is a fantastic option for people.
I kind of like it.
You know, if you have a rustic feel to it, or like I said, it's your house, it's your castle. If you want it to be rustic, let's get some butcher block in there.
Yeah, I think I also grew up with that, actually, so maybe that's why I'm partial.
But the great thing is, not only is it practical, it's affordable.
Yeah.
So you can bring the prices down.
Yeah.
And in some situations, like for us, we were dealing with a backsplash before that was very rustic, and we had lots of different tones to it.
Oh, is that your old?
That is
You're
the
right, that
before
does
of what
scream
our
1995.
It's rustic and had the feel to it, and that's why we cut it out and put in the new backsplash. So there's a lot of elements you can tie together. You know, we can work from the low end, we can work with a butcher block, we can work with some of the new products that come out. They're man-made products, a lot cheaper. They give you the option where it'll look like a quartz or a granite. Has a little bit of bling to it, a little bit of pop to it. Or we can go up to your granites and your quartzes in different levels. But what we want to do is we want to work with your budget. Some people will be coming to us to do this saying, I'm on a low budget, I need to sell, I have a real estate listing,
Yeah.
and I got a few $1,000s.
Yeah.
Some say, I'd love to have my dream kitchen, but I'm like 15% below what I could do to rip everything out. And in that regard, we can go your high-end quartzes, we can go your high-end granites, we can go high-end glass mosaics with marble and stainless steel throughout it. Or we can come back to the person who says, I got old beaten up white countertops the builder put in. Help me, I need to get rid of them. And we can go with that, and we can go a butcher block, or we can go something that's a solid state that's more affordable.
Well, true. When you're doing like a whole kitchen like this, like where you're saving money on your cabinets, you can spend on your countertop, right?
And that's exactly where you have to look at it. It's an overall budget.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be working with? Okay. And even little things like you save a few $100s here, I tell people, be prepared to use it for something else.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? You're not going to put that money away and be happy.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the job done, look at it, and say, oh man, I really wish I'd upgraded those handles, and I got $200 extra in my pocket.
Yeah. Should have upgraded the handles. Always upgrade the handles.
Spend that $200 and get those better handles, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like people, set your budget, know what your budget is, and then we'll work with you within your budget. We'll work with you to get those countertops, the flooring, get your cabinets painted, get the right poles in. We can do lighting, we can do pot lights.
Backsplash.
Lots of backsplashes, lots of different things we can do for you.
Well, that's amazing. Now, if people want to get in touch with you, if they want you and your team to come out and just take a look at their kitchen to see what their options are, what's the best way to reach you?
We do offer free, no obligation quotations. You can reach us at deckgoose.ca. You can also reach us through our paint store at standardpaint.ca. And the email address for Goose is info@deckgoose.ca.
Not to be confused with Duck Duck Goose, because I've done that before. I got to email Ken. All right, thanks so much for having us. You did a beautiful job on your kitchen. And contact Ken for more information.